It's only limited time, isn't it?
Yeah. Just so many people want to say something.
Yeah.
Just like a minute, couple of minutes is fine.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Marsha, and I have the pleasure of helping the family as they say goodbye to their beloved Mike today. Welcome to you all, family and friends, here to celebrate the life of Michael John Fairless, known as Bubbles to some. Today, although we come with sad hearts, we also come with hearts full of gratitude too, for we know Michael was a special man who was much loved. We have come to honour him and support Sue, Mel, Aileen and their families. Over the past days, it has been very fitting for Michael to return home and be present amongst those he loved, the shed he built, and of course his happy place. The family would like to take the time to thank you all for coming today, and they ask that you join them in the hall next door for refreshments following the service. We also take a moment to acknowledge those that are on the live stream. We feel their love and support at this time. When we lose someone we love, their memory is kept alive through sharing their story. We will move into a time of special tributes for Michael, and I invite Ash to share Michael's eulogy and then tributes from Sue, Leanne and Brian. Ash, please come forward.
I'm Ash, Mel's husband. Michael's my father-in-law. We're here to celebrate the life of Michael John Fairless. Michael was born on the 9th of August 1963 in Fielding Maternity Hospital and was the second born of four and the only son of Aileen and late Wally Fairless. He is the younger brother of Debbie and older brother of Vivian and Leanne. As a young child, he was inquisitive and cheeky and forever pulling things apart, traits that followed him into his adulthood. His education started at Manatinoka Primary School, and then he attended Pahiatua Primary when he was about 8 years old, and on to secondary education at Taurua College. Michael left Taurua College at around 15 when he gained employment at the local cabinet maker called Craftmaster. This is where he learned and honoured his skills and became passionate with his woodworking craft. Later on, he tried his hand at farming at the local district, working on various farms, milking and as a general farmhand. In the 80s, he briefly left New Zealand for Brisbane and tried his hand at various jobs over there. However, the farming gene must have been strong as he came back to New Zealand and again took up a position on a local farm. It was during this time he met Margot and they married in Napier, and soon after along came beautiful Melissa in October 1989. Around 1994, Mike started as an operator at a powder factory with what is now Fonterra. He ended up staying at this job and was still working at the factory right up until last week, 30 years later. Here he forged many special relationships, work colleagues becoming close mates. Many stories have been told on what went on during the night shift, which we're sure you'll hear about more this afternoon. We hope someone mentions the tap gumboot story. In October 2010, with the magic of internet, Michael met Sue and travelled God knows how many kilometres to and from Auckland to pursue her, even though her late parents thought he would be an ex-murderer. In the end, he won the hearts of both parents, and Sue moved to Pahiatua, or more accurately, Kawanui. Sue and Mike have since been inseparable, integrating into the community with ease, and a couple of years into their relationship became engaged. Mike even tolerated, with love of course, all the rescue animals that Sue brought home to save: sheep, feral cats, magpies, and even hedgehogs, to name a few. In November 2020, Michael proudly walked his daughter Melissa down the aisle to marry me. It was an unforgettable moment for him, and the wedding photos clearly showed how overjoyed he was on that day. He was also one grateful and proud granddad to Mel and Ash's blended family of 4 kids, Holly, Mac, Ellie and Ruby. One of Michael's biggest passions was woodworking. Most of his creations he gave as gifts, such as rocking cradles, guitar hanger, coffee tables, bedroom suites, CD holders and even glory boxes for all 3 of his sisters. His latest project was on a much more larger scale, his shed. Every beam, every nail, perfected to a T. As a visitor to Mike and Sue's, you couldn't get away without a quick trip up the hill to the property where he could show his pride and joy. His other passion was his motorbikes. As soon as he could ride, he was always possessed with one and would take family members for rides, even his mum on the Harley. He tried to teach his siblings to ride, only to end up picking the heavy bike when they crashed it. They think he was secretly disappointed that they didn't turn into motorbike junkies. Mike and Sue were always there for Mum. He was not only her rock, but his siblings' rock, knowing he would be there to help whenever they needed him to do something for Mum. His mum will miss his many spontaneous visits on her doorstep in his work jacket and gumboots and sporting a cheeky grin, all to just check if she needed anything. "You still alive, old biddy?" was one of his sayings in Mike's typical wisecrack tone. Michael's sudden departure has been devastating for all of us. The family are confronted by how well loved and respected he was, not just by his family, but with the people he worked with and his community. May you rest in peace, Mike. We can't believe you are gone, but we will all be consoled by your lasting and precious memories of you.
Thanks, Ash. We invite Sue to come up.
For any motorbike people here, I am wearing some of his club badges today. Mike, the man I love forever. As Ash said, we met online on a dating site. He saw my picture and commented, "Wow, beautiful blue eyes." His picture was of him and his big dog, Max. I commented back, "Wow, cute dog." And there the laughter began. We messaged day and night, typing, him being a one-finger typist, me being a touch typist. It didn't really work out, so we Skyped. Him living in the countryside, his computer was always going, no. Anyway, we ended up phoning each other, talked for hours and hours and hours, day and night. Within a month, I came down here to meet him. That's all right. Came down here to meet him. Wasn't quite sure where his house was, so I phoned as I got a bit nearer for directions. And when I arrived, he was standing outside his gate with Max. I leapt out of the car and ran over to them both, knelt down and hugged the dog. I said, "Hello puppy, I'm going to be your new mummy." Michael's looking on horrified because Max was quite a fearsome dog. Oh, I don't know if you should be doing that. He's all right, he knows I'm his new mummy. And then I looked up and I said, oh, hi, to him. More laughter. Where am I up to? I stayed for a week. Made his lunches, cooked the dinners, even mowed the lawns. He passed that little bit of information on to his workmates, who, I believe there was a comment back from them to him about comparing me with a goat. Am I right? Shortly after that, I went back up to Auckland. He came up to visit me and I hired a booker batch. Among the selection of movies to watch at the booker batch was a movie called The Men That Stare at Goats. We had to watch it, of course, and it was a sign, I think, that we were meant to be together. Okay. Anyway, within 3 months, I'd moved down here and became part of the local community. Big change from Auckland. I worked at the police at the time. Just needed a quiet, peaceful place, and I found that with Michael down here. To this day, we've never had an argument, never. Several years ago, we were lucky enough to purchase a piece of land from our wonderful neighbours, and our dreams to build our own house with unbelievable views became a reality. Mike built a 3-bay shed almost single-handedly, but with some help and guidance from family and friends. His shed is impeccable and precise and built to withstand the strongest winds Pahiatua could throw at it. They're pretty strong out there. It was his pride and joy, and he loved telling everyone that would listen how he did it all, from the foundations to the guttering. He spent every spare minute in his shed. He'd tell me, I'm just going to pop up and see the sheep, make sure they're all right. I'll be back in a minute. 9 hours later, with darkness falling, he'd be home. I'm devastated. He won't get to finish his dreams. But I'm so proud of what he has achieved, and I'll do my best to finish what he started. The dream is on hold as we all mourn his passing. Mike, you were, are, and always will be the love of my life. I love you so much and will miss you forever. Sadly, we never got around to the wedding, but I plan to change my name to Fairless. And I want to say, Michael, I do. As part of the tribute, you'll hear a song that we chose for our wedding. It's called Songbird by Eva Cassidy. I love you, Mike. Rest in love.
If Leanne comes forward.
Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm Mike's little sister. Just thought I'd get some stuff down on paper. These are just my memories. When thinking about early childhood memories with Mike, there are 2 particular memories that come to mind for me. The first is to do with a tank and the other a UFO. In Wilson Street, we nicknamed of Harlem of Pahiatua, many of their houses had these big concrete water tanks. The bottom half was mainly a shed, in which ours housed spider-ridden wood, and the top half was supposed to store the storm rainwater from the roof, but obviously ours was not connected and it was empty. Between the two was this about, well, we're trying to work it out the other day, about, as a child you think it's about this thick, but I think it was about 4 inches thick concrete, reinforced concrete. And at the age of around, we think about 16, Michael would spend hours on top of this pile of wood, chiselling and hammering away just to make himself a manhole through to the top. He then made this area his own do not enter hideaway, complete with bedding, table and candles, and probably reading material, not for young eyes. To me, this tendency, and some would say bullheadedness, to get a job done was a trait that Michael took into adulthood and can be seen today with many of his woodwork projects, and of course his latest project, his shed, which he was very proud of, and we are too. The UFO, well, we all know that Michael liked a really good prank, and Viv and I were quite young. We were always the butt of his little pranks as kids, and he came running up to us saying, "You have to come outside. There's this little shiny thing in the sky. It looks like a UFO." He continued to lure us over to the neighbour's backyard in Wilson Street and pointed out the shiny object in the sky. We stood there for a while, quite dumbfounded, while Michael started talking about aliens and monsters, only to run back to the safety of home. Nightmares ensued, and during the night, for me anyway, I'm not sure about Viv, but broken dreams and nightmares. Next morning, Michael, after seeing my distress, relented and took us back over to our neighbour's backyard, where we could clearly see a piece of tin in the shape of an oval strung up between 2 trees, with Michael explaining a torch was shown on the tin, thus creating the illusion. Well, later in life, I realised that, of course, his pranks is his way of showing his affection. I just wanted to share a couple of memories with Viv, from Viv and Deb. Viv remembers being tied to the clothesline in Wilson Street, where Michael started using her as target practice with darts. This progressed, or regressed, depends on how you look at it, over the years when Michael took an interest in stock whips. And in contrast, he was her protector. When I was in my teens, I was told which boys I could go out with, and those she couldn't. And he not only tried to teach me how to ride a bike, but he also tried to teach me to drive a beach buggy that he had proudly made himself, only to spend hours fixing it when she crashed it. A couple of memories from Deb. I was 2 years old when my reign as the sole recipient of my parents' adoration came to an end with the arrival of my little brother. I became we. Mike was my first and oldest friend. He was my confidant who never spilt the beans. I'm sure there's many secrets that were kept as well. Whether playing cowboys with our cap guns or racing our racing cars, we made our own fun, growing up often outside until dark. As a teen mum, I remember him and his mate, Scott, probably Ian, took Richard and I for a drive to Palmy, cruising around. It got dark and nightlife started happening. Mike parked in the square and started chatting up a couple of young ladies. They saw 2 handsome guys until they leaned into the car window when I said, "Come on dear, the baby is hungry." That was the end of cruising around for them. Mike was a perfectionist in anything he put his mind to. He was very talented with woodworking, turning out stunning creations. He was ever the joker who could take a prank as well as he gave. And Debbie said that she was able to confess before his passing that it wasn't Viv who leaked that photo. It was her. and that relates to the tap gumboot story. So I hope one of the Fonterra people is going to talk about that. More recently, when our siblings got together and took photos, it was, if one of us wasn't present, it was usually me, because I live in Australia, he would find a random object to replace us. Me, a toothpick, Viv, a chip, a French fry topped with tomato sauce for the red hair, and Deb, for some reason, a dog toy in the shape of a packet of fries. And of course, those damn bunny ears, always photobombing a family photograph. His sense of humour is something I will treasure. And Mike, us girls have decided we will continue with the tradition you started and forever replace you with numerous random objects in all of our future sibling photographs. The last laugh's on us. My dear brother, we thank you for the memories, the love and support over the years, and may you forever rest in peace. Thank you.
Thanks, Leanne. I ask Brian to come forward now.
Right, I chucked a few words together. So my name's Brian Hutchins. I had the absolute pleasure of working with Mike for over 30 years, and at times I felt like I was working for him. Mike started out at would have been Tui Milk Products in those days in 1994. It was 15th of April. And Mike, what I'd call him old school. If you ask Mike where he worked, he wouldn't say he worked at Fonterra. He'd say he worked at the Pahiatua Powder Factory. Mainly due to the history and the performance and just the bunch of guys that worked out there. He went to work with them, didn't go to work for a company or anything. So he enjoyed going out to work and working with all you guys back there. Mike was our go-to guy when it came to training. So whenever we had a new employee come, I don't know if we subjected that person to Mike, but just his knowledge and experience and the way he dealt with people, he was a perfect trainer. So we would always match him up with a new person on the shift, and he would impart his knowledge. If I had to think of a couple of things that, about Mike, first would be he was annoyingly persistent. Some people would say persistently annoying, but when he wanted something or he saw that something needed to happen, he would pester me non-stop. Would have been 5 years ago. He wanted a high-vis jacket so he could walk across the yard into the factory without getting wet. He pestered me for 2 years. In the end, I had to give up. I got him a jacket, and he was still reminding me about it a few months ago. Second thing would be loyalty. So Fonterra does Fonterra does a survey every year. It's called a My Say survey. It's all about engagement, and we started about, would have been 15 years ago. The team thought it would be funny to give me some really low scores, because it's about your manager. So they gave me some really low scores, and it was, there was some hard looks at me because I was the manager. Well, that's another story for another day, Graham Thompson. Anyway, ever since then, Michael has refused to do the survey. And I keep going to him saying, Mike, have you done the survey this year? He goes, no, Hutch, I saw what happened to you, and I refused to do it just because of what happened. And just the fact that he did that fantastic. So really appreciated that. As we talked, well, someone said before, his nickname's Bubbles. Most people would know that's because he had excess hair. So you can imagine in a food processing factory, having a lot of hair, he was a walking foreign matter risk. Whenever we had a customer complaint for a hair, or the lab come back and said they found a hair in the testing, first thing I'd do is go to the roster, see if Mike was on that day. But on behalf of the team at Fonterra, Pahiatua, our sincere condolences to the family. Mike is going to be so missed. As I said, he was an integral part of the team out there. Yeah, he was a great guy. So, last EMS, Mike, you get anything from the floor? First time he's ever been quiet. So, yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Brian. We now invite anybody that would like to come up and share a brief memory of Michael, so please feel free to come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lindsay. I'm Sue's brother, oldest brother. Also with us is Julie and Karen, and also my brother Russell, who couldn't make it. When we found out when the service was going to be today, he came down with a really bad chest cold, so has had to stay back in Rangiora in Christchurch. And also my partner Janet just found that she didn't have enough time to be able to organise to come down here to celebrate Mike's celebration here. Now, it was only 12 days ago that Sue and Mike came to Auckland. Our father had passed away here at the Waireka Rest Home at the end of May, and so 12 days ago we had a memorial service in Auckland for him, and that was the last time that we got to see Mike. He was, after the memorial service, he pulled out his photos, so proud of the shed that he has built, and so it was great to be able to catch up with what he had done on the property, and it was just amazing to be able to see all that. Now, Ash and Sue sort of mentioned there also how they met together, so I won't repeat all that, but when Sue said that she had met this guy from down this way, we thought, oh, something online. We hear stories about people receiving photos when they do the online dating, and it turns out to be totally different to what the actual person looked like. So when we did actually meet Mike in person, we'd all arranged to go out for dinner together, and we could see then that this guy was a genuine person. So it was really amazing, and to sort of see how the relationship blossomed from then on. So that was really great. I just got something else here, sorry. I think the character of Mike is actually summed up in the Facebook page when Sue put the notice on Facebook, and also Mel put the notice on Facebook, just the comments that sort of came back from people. A talented, true gentleman, a wonderful, caring person. He was one of the good buggers. Now, that was from one of his workmates at Fonterra. Mike was awesome, always helping others, and so talented. He was a wonderful, positive, cheerful nature, inspired by all who worked and enjoyed life with him. So, I mean, that just sums up Mike, and also what we saw in him as well. So just to finish off, rest in peace, Mike. You will be missed. Your spirit, your love, and your light will forever shine bright in our hearts and forever be remembered. So, thank you.
Well, he wouldn't be amused to see all you staring at him. But we're here. I'm Brian. I'm Brian. Suck it up. How you all doing, I do ask. I know not too well, and that's okay. I stand here today, a man that I know, for Mum that's lost her son, and Sue has lost her rock. Mike's sisters, Deb, Viv, Leanne, all the grandkids. I don't know where to start or where to end. So I'll tell a wee story about brother Mike. Mike rode push bikes. He thought were fast. But little did he know how long it would last. Away went the push bikes and the motorbikes came in. Mum's chin dropped, Mike's chin grinned. This was the start where speed would begin. Control will be mastered on vehicles and in life. And away went Mike, tyres alive. To meet up with friends and have a good time. To be with family, he showed that true. Protecting his family the best he knew. A strong man when things are blue. I toast to you, brother Mike. We will head up to Fairbrook, where you will be. Up in the valley and always free. Thank you, guys.
Kia ora everyone, I'm Rangi, one of Mike's old school mates. As I said in one of his posts, he was a good bugger. He was the type of guy who took a lot from us as friends. We probably pushed him to certain limits. He will be sadly missed by the boys at Fonterra and those who knew him. He trained me. I must admit I turned out pretty good on on the plants. So yeah. All jokes aside, gosh, I just couldn't believe when I got the news that he passed, like the rest of us. Very sorry, Sue. Very sorry, the family. Yeah. Can't do enough justice for what he meant to us, because he meant a hell of a lot to the guys at Fonterra. And I know he meant a lot to you guys. And yeah, he was perfectionist. I'd wander through life with him in different phases of his lifetime. I've seen him with the buggy and stuff that he built, and then I met him back up at when I joined Fonterra. And he was always kind-hearted, even though we gave him so much shit. Yeah. With his Harley, and I got to tell you a whole heap of stories. But yeah, he will be sadly missed by us. And like Boots, or Brian, sorry, Boots. was asking last night about the shed. I know there's a bit of work to be done, and we're, as a family tonight, the Fiancé guys are just a phone call away. If you ever need a lift or a hand with this dream, we're there. All you need is just ask us. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everybody, I am Sue's youngest sister and Mike's favourite sister-in-law. No. I just want to read something on behalf of my youngest daughter Rebecca, who can't be here today. She says, I am really devastated that I couldn't be here today. Where do I start? Even though you and Auntie Sue were not married, you were still my uncle, and my favourite one. When I was younger, I would get so excited when Mum would tell us we're going down to stay at Mike and Sue's. Everyone used to say, Becky, you have a crush on Mike. I think she was about 5, 6 at the time. She would share ice blocks with Michael. She says, maybe I did have a crush on Mike. One day, Mike let my sister go on the quad bike because my sister said, yeah, I've been on one. I've been on one at home. The one we had at home was not working anymore. But anyway, Mike led her on his quad bike and she started hooning around the paddock and he thought, oh God, she's going to crash. Safe to say, he taught her how to do it and she was fine. Another memory I have when I was young was we went kayaking. I'm not sure what river it was because there's many down here. And Becky got stuck in a willow tree, started crying. So Mike went over to save her and everything was good. Auntie Sue, you have gone through so much in the last couple of months, and I want to say you are the strongest person I know. Even when I was younger, I could see the love. Sorry. I could see the love Mike had for you. And it was unconditional love. You guys were made for each other in every single way. Uncle Mike, I'll miss you, and I'm so happy you got to meet my daughter and partner 2 months ago when we came down to see Grandad. Thank you for showing me your shed. We could really see how proud you were of that shed. Rest in peace, you will be missed. Thank you.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Johnny. Well actually, this fella here gave me my nickname. I work with Mike, my name's John Terra. After 5 seasons he actually gave me that nickname. But as we've heard through everybody's beautiful eulogy, how much of a man that Mike was. For us, I've only known Mike for 7 years. When I first started in 2018 at Fonterra. I started on the Plant 1 and 2 crew, still there. And was welcomed by Mike unconditionally. Actually, I walked into the smoker's hut, because that's where Mike used to be all the time, and he'd be having a chuff. Hey, big guy, how you going? Oh, morning, Mike, how are you, mate? Good. Aroha mai to the whānau. Aroha mai. Mike, there was a secondment, level 8 secondment come up at work
And Mike came up to me and he said, "Big guy, are you going for this comment?" I said, "Yes, I am." What? "Yep, I've been capability building towards it." He said, "Mate, I'll back you 100%. 100%, you know?" And those words mean a lot to me. Especially coming from Mike. Obviously, as you guys, or most of you guys know, we grew up in Wilson Street. Grew up with a good mate of mine down there. Also grew up with my father-in-law. And you probably would have heard the story about the bull rush down there. These fellas used to give him a hiding every day. Hey, but he still came back for more, you know? Mike, he's a man's man. Popped out there last night, told a few yarns. Loved his jacket. Looked so handsome in it, looked sharp. But you once again, aroha mai to the whānau. And Mike, going to be missed, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Some lovely tributes. As we know, he's much loved, and that's been reflected in everybody's words. We're now going to take the time to watch the visual tribute of the treasured moments with Michael. These photos will be played to some favourite songs that were chosen by Sue. One being He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, and of course the song that they chose for their wedding that was coming up, Songbird.
The road is long, with a many a winding tongue that leads us to who knows where, who knows where. But I'm strong. My brother, so on we go. His welfare is my concern, no burden is he to bear, we'll get there. He ain't heavy, he's my brother. If I'm leaning at all, I'm leaning with sadness that everyone's heart isn't filled with the gladness of love for one another. It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way to there, why not share? And the love my brother. He's my brother. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. He ain't heavy.
For you, there'll be no crying. For you, the sun will be shining, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. To you, I would give the world. To you, I'd never be cold, 'cause I feel that when I'm with you, it's alright. I know it's right. And the songbirds keep singing like they know the score. And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before. Like never before. Like never before.
Times and treasured memories that you'll hold with you. I invite Cody to come forward and share the poem, That Man is a Success.
Hello everybody, Cody, one of Mike's nephews. That man is a success, who has lived well, laughed often and loved much, who has gained the respect of intelligent people and the love of children, who has filled his niche and accomplished his tasks, who leaves the world better than he found it, who has never lacked appreciation of earth's beauty or failed to express it, who looked for the best in others and gave the best he had. Thank you.
We will now stand for the Lord's Prayer, which is inside the service sheet for you all. At the conclusion of the prayer, please remain standing for the committal. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Michael John Fearless, you were taken from us too soon, too early, not your choice, and certainly not ours. We will miss you and mourn for you. We have etched your memory into our conscience. We will remember your laugh, sense of humour, and twinkle in your eye. We will remember how you have loved life, loved people, and helped people. And the smallest things will remind us of you. Rest in peace, knowing that although you are gone, we will never forget you. Thank you all for coming and joining to farewell Michael today, supporting Sue, Mel, Aileen and the family as they navigate life without their loved and precious Michael. Just to finish, some comforting words. May you find peace in the busyness, in your journaling, in your happiness, in your suffering, in your tearfulness and in your questioning, in your faithfulness, in your worshipping. May you find peace.